Hey everyone, I'm Meredith and I'm here with David Votypka of Red Storm Entertainment, and the Trekkie that lives inside of me is so happy to be interviewing this segment. We're here to talk about Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Yes.
So give us a quick overview. I don't know if any of you got to see that demo out there, but it looks amazing. Give us a quick overview of what the game's all about.
So the game obviously is, with the title Bridge Crew, that's the essence of the game, right? In a lot of ways, the Bridge Crew is the heart of the Star Trek brand. It's about the people on the bridge and how they work together and the dynamics and the social interactions between them. And that's what we wanted to create in the game. We want to bring players into the bridge. They can play it together. They can be a bridge crew and live that fantasy that all of us growing up watching Star Trek. You know, we always wanted to do that, and now you can because of VR.
Which is amazing. So there are 4 different players that you can be. You can be the captain,
Yep.
you can be the helm, you can be tactical, and engineering, right?
Right.
So what are some of the differences in what you get to do with each of those duties?
Right, so starting with captain, which is an interesting one in a video game like this, because in the films and the shows, either, you read the script and you listen to what the captain says, but in multiplayer video gaming, maybe not so much, right? So we wanted to design for that. Our kind of design mantra for the captain was to help make the captain the smartest person in the room by giving them specialized information like tips coming from Starfleet or whatnot. So then the crew needs to rely on the captain for things like that. In practice, as we're demoing it, we're seeing it play out that the captain is actually really important in the coordination. So people will, the engineer will ask tactical how much power they need and whatnot, but the captain really can help that crew gel. So that's captain. Helm is driving the ship, sensor operations, taking the ship to warp, punch it,
Who doesn't want to do that?
Right.
I've always wanted to do that.
Tactical, firing phasers, torpedoes, shields, scanning right now. These are by the way, these are the capabilities we have in the build at E3. There'll be more later in the game. And engineering is routing power. They're operating the transporter in this current build. And yeah, we've designed all the stations to really rely upon one another to generate that social interaction.
That's what I love. Is like teamwork is everything in this game. You can't just be like, oh, I'm the captain, I'm the most important, I'm just going to do whatever I want. You have to like gel as a unit. And I don't know if everyone that's ever seen a Star Trek movie or TV show ever, when the bridge isn't gelling, that's when things go downhill.
Right.
That's when there's problems. When there's drama on the bridge, something's going to go wrong.
Right.
Okay, so this is really a social experience that everyone can enjoy. I mean, obviously you and I are Star Trek fans, but you don't have to be a Star Trek fan to enjoy this game.
Absolutely. Like, who wouldn't want to be on the bridge of a spaceship with your friends?
Right.
Right? Regardless, Star Trek is just like takes it over the top. But that core experience is just really fun. Although I do want to point out that the game is playable with less than 4 people. You don't have to have 4 friends.
You don't have to have 3 friends. You don't even need any friends at all.
Right. You can play it solo. You can play it with 2 friends and 2 NPCs, crew bots we call them. And the captain will always be a human player. And the captain can give basic orders to the bots, and the bots can operate their stations. And the idea is that if the captain wants to do something more complicated or do something that you just like to do, you can hop into that seat for a little while and go back to captain. So.
Okay, now in the demo you guys showed 4 people in the same room playing the game.
Right.
But that's actually not necessary.
Right. So whenever we demo it, or even in the trailer with the celebs, we have to do it in the same room so we can film everybody, right? But the way this would actually be played in the wild, for the most part, would be online over the internet. Nobody's going to have probably 4 headsets at home, right? So there's some confusion out there, I think. But it's play online over the internet or play solo. So we want to make it as flexible as possible.
That's wonderful. I love the idea of it also being able to couch co-op or with your friends online. That way you and your friends can play Star Trek wherever you go.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Okay, now we did see some Klingons in the demo that was released. Any choice for maybe some Romulans or some Borgs out there? Are we going to get a couple other villains maybe?
Well, let's just say we have a lot of interest in doing more with the brand in the future. So the Klingons are the first enemy.
All right, I love that. Well, that's the thing about this, is this is such a vast universe. We have so many, reincarnations of the Star Trek universe.
Yeah.
So which one does this take place in?
So we set this in the alternate timeline, the reboot film universe. But really that's about as closely tied to any film as we are. We're really part of the larger Star Trek brand. So it's our own ship, our own story, our own setting in space. And it's about you being a Federation officer. Now we're using the look of that bridge and kind of the most recent modernized look of Star Trek.
I mean, just look at this. This just looks so gorgeous.
Thank you, yeah.
The graphics, the depth, the colors.
I mean, this is even a pre-alpha build, so there's a lot more we want to do with it.
It's going to look even better is what you're saying.
That's the goal.
That's a pretty impressive starting point, I'll say that.
Thanks.
Well, that's awesome. So are we looking maybe in for DLCs in the future, possibly for more missions once you play through this? Because I know I'm going to play through them quickly.
Yeah, well, so there's two ways to play the game. There'll be story missions, so you can go on a Star Trek adventure, like be in an episode kind of thing, with an overarching story arc. But then there's also a mission generator, so you can generate a randomized mission every night, go on a new mission kind of
Wow.
thing. So we want it to have a lot of replay value, right? Especially in year one of VR, we want to bring games that players are like, okay, this is totally worth me getting into VR in terms of playtime and quality and experience. Then in the future, yeah, we have all sorts of things we'd love to do. This is the first bridge we're showing.
Ooh, did you catch that? Did you catch that? I caught that. I can't wait to be Jordy LaForge. I know I'm going to be super excited to play this game. I love him in that trailer.
He was awesome.
He was so
awesome.
into it. It was great.
Yeah.
A really good group of people to actually get together and promote this game.
They were like so genuine, and they just really enjoyed themselves. And once they were on the bridge, they were there. They were on the bridge, and then after we'd play the session, they'd take it off, and they'd be like, wow, they were just pumped. You know, it was really cool to do it.
Well, that's what I love about VR is that no matter how much we can sit here and talk about it and tell someone like, oh, it's so amazing, like until you really experience it for yourself,
That's a good
you
point.
really don't know what it's like. And this is one of these immersive worlds where until you put on that helmet and you're in it, you're not even going to be able to understand.
I know, like looking at video and screenshots,
Yeah.
you just really can't judge it. You know, you have to have that headset on and be there.
Which one of the things is so impressive about this game is that if it looks this good in, let's say, spectator mode, as I'm calling it, like just looking at it, imagine what it's going to be when you're actually in it.
It's very cool.
That's awesome. Well, David, thank you so much for stopping
Thank
by.
you.
We can all look forward to this coming fall 2016.
Yep, fall
2016. All right, well, I can't wait to get my copy of Star Trek Bridge Crew. Stick with the PlayStation.Blog for more dates as we get closer to fall 2016, and we'll let you know when you can get your hands on yours.
PlayStation